Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we'll be taking a look at the second box set in the Camp Cretaceous line. It's the Ceratosaurus Clash set. This set is a Walmart exclusive. It retails for the very budget-friendly price of just over $19. I'll leave a link in the description to Walmart's site if you want to order this set for yourself. And if it says out of stock, just keep checking randomly. That's what I had to do to secure one of these, but I'm sure Walmart will be restocking this frequently, and I wouldn't be surprised if this actually shows up in stores around the holiday season. This set actually started showing up in Mexico like a month and a half ago, and there were some rumors that Walmart actually canceled this set, but obviously those rumors are untrue because now it's available. So let's just go over the packaging really quick before we crack these figures open. Comes in the Camp Cretaceous style packaging. Got your Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo up there in the corner. A picture of the Ceratosaurus with its jaw-biting action. And then down here in the bottom corner, we have a picture of Toro, the Carnotaurus, and the kids from Camp Cretaceous. And we actually know their names now because the show has already aired a few weeks ago. Darius, Brooklyn, Kenji. And then on the side over here, we have Bumpy, the baby Ankylosaurus. Yaz, Ben, and Nedry's daughter. And on the back of the box, we have a nice full art picture of the Ceratosaurus and Charlie and Blue. And that's it for the packaging. So let's crack this box open and take a closer look. Once you have your figures out of the packaging, there's just some slight assembly. All you have to do is attach the Ceratosaurus tail, and you just push it into the port right here until you hear it snapped, and the tail is now locked into place. And here are all three figures of the packaging. Now, all three of these are just repaints of figures that we've gotten in the past. The Ceratosaurus is a repaint of the raw version that we got a couple of times. The only difference is this one does not have the sound box in it, so when you press the button on its back, you won't hear any roars coming out of its mouth. And then we have the Attack Pack Blue, which we've seen a million times. And then the back over there, we have a repaint of Charlie, and I believe this is the third version of Charlie we've gotten so far. All right, so let's take a closer look at these figures individually, starting with Blue. We've seen Blue a million times, and here is the scan code. If you guys need it for the fax app, I don't know if it scans into anything different. This is just a repaint of the standard Attack Pack Blue that we got in a few times. And that's all we really need to say about Blue because there's a million of them. So next up is Charlie. Now, this one is pretty interesting. You know, we got an Attack Pack Charlie like a year and a half ago, and the color scheme was okay. Now this one is a much more faithful color scheme for Charlie. This repainted Charlie is a much more screen accurate color scheme compared to the original Attack Pack one that we got a year and a half ago. As you can see, the original one, it was much more of like a bluish green color, and the paint work on this one is much better in my opinion. It's actually very similar to the Savage Strike Charlie that came out at the beginning of this year. You know, the main difference is that the bottom jaw is cast in a different color plastic. It would have been kind of cool if Mattel decided to recast the bottom jaw in this Attack Pack version. So yeah, this lighter green with these darker green blotches look much better in my opinion than the original Attack Pack. And now, just like, you know, all the Attack Pack Raptors, the claws are not painted. I really wish you at least paint the toe claws. They just look so boring and bland being cast in the same plastic as the rest of the body. And this figure does have basic articulation. The mouth can close and open. The mouth on mine doesn't really want to close as flush as some of my other Attack Pack Raptors. The arms can move forwards and backwards. The hind legs can move forwards and backwards. And the tail cannot rotate. There's just a seam right there for during assembly. So that's pretty much it for Charlie. And here is the scan code for the fax app. So yeah, if you don't have the Savage Strike Charlie, the set is definitely worth picking up to get this much more screen accurate Charlie, and I absolutely love the color scheme on the Ceratosaurus. So let's pull that Ceratosaurus in and take a closer look. This was the main reason I wanted to get this box set. Ever since this Ceratosaurus was shown off at Toy Fair, I was really interested in it. Usually I don't get too excited for repaints, but the color scheme on this one really works. I love the red and black against that light gray body color. It just really, really pops. I kind of wish the red went a little bit further down the back, maybe just to about the base of the tail, but a pretty good repaint from Mattel. Like I said, I don't get really too excited about repaints. I usually get excited for a new mold. But yeah, I was definitely looking forward to the Ceratosaurus, and it does not disappoint. And it also looks like the Ceratosaurus that appears in the Season 2 Camp Cretaceous trailer has the same color scheme as this figure. Now, I know these box sets aren't meant to replicate any scenes from the show, so don't expect the Ceratosaurus to be facing off against Charlie in blue. Maybe blue, but definitely not Charlie, since season 2 takes place after the fall of Jurassic World, and we all know Charlie got blown up. So let's pull this Ceratosaurus in really quick and just take a look at all that paintwork. It's not the best looking Ceratosaurus head sculpt, just like the Fenestra shape is all wrong, and you have like this weird another Fenestra underneath the orbit. So very bizarre looking, Ceratosaurus skull. Looks like they just gave a generic theropod skull and threw a horn on it, which, closely matches the on-screen model of the Ceratosaurus seen in Jurassic Park 3. But I really love that red and black on the head. It just makes all that detail pop. The teeth are painted off white. The tongue has a nice shiny coat on it and is painted in pink. The nose horn is painted in white, and then you have all that red and black going down on this light gray body. A lot of nice fine scale detail. For being one of the first Mattel figures to come out when Fallen Kingdom first came out, the sculpt and detail on this figure is still really good. Mattel has really improved over the last 2 years, but this original figure still holds up really well with the amount of sculpting and detail on it. This figure has the same articulation as its previous 2 releases. The arms can move forwards and backwards, and they're on a hinge that allows you to swing them out. The back legs can move backwards and forwards, and they also have a hip pivot to help with stability, and just the way the tail attached. You can rotate the tail 360 degrees, even though there's really no need for it. And then there is a button on the back right here, and pressing that button will cause the mouth to open and close. And just turn it over, you can see where they covered up where the speaker was for the electronics on the raw version of this figure. And before I forget, here is the scan code for the Ceratosaurus for the Fax app. Alright, let's move on with some comparisons. Here it is with the other 2 Ceratosaurs. This one right here in the back is the one that came out when Fallen Kingdom first came out, and this is the one that came out during Dino Rivals. These other 2 do have the electronic roars and sounds. But among the 3, this repaint right here is my absolute favorite color scheme on this Ceratosaurus. If I only could pick one, I would definitely pick the one that comes with the box set. And while we're at it, let's just put one of the human figures in here to show you the size difference. Here it is with John Hammond. And lastly, here it is with a couple other Camp Cretaceous branded figures. Here it is with Toro the Carnotaurus. And right here is Bumpy the Ankylosaurus, which should be full grown in about the 3rd episode of season 2. So final thoughts on this box set. Yeah, all 3 of these figures are repaints. Even if you're a casual Jurassic World collector, you most likely own some version of these molds in your collection. But for the price of just under $20, you're getting a good deal. The Ceratosaurus by itself retails for $15, and the Attack Pack Raptors retail for $7.99 each. So you're definitely getting a lot of value in this box set. For me, and probably for a lot of people that are picking up this set, you're getting it for the Ceratosaurus repaint, because like I said, I think it's the best version of the Ceratosaurus we've gotten so far. And if you haven't picked up the Savage Strike Charlie, which is just slightly better than this repaint of the Attack Pack Charlie, it's definitely worth it for that. Blue, you definitely have at least one blue in your collection, probably more, because he's just in every single line. So for me, I'm most likely gonna repaint this blue into something else, because I really don't need another one in my collection. I have the Battle Damage blue, which I think is the best Raptor mold Mattel has put out so far. This is probably my biggest critique about this box set. I feel like it's a missed opportunity for Mattel to not include one of the human characters from Camp Cretaceous in this set. We got Darius in the Target exclusive box set, and we have like no word if we're getting any more human characters in the Jurassic World line. No other figures of human characters have been shown off for quite a long time now, except for like Franklin that got canceled, but I'm sure it'll probably show up maybe in some form when Dominion eventually comes out. But it would have been nice to at least get one more camper in the set, so at least your Darius figure can have another figure to interact with. So yeah, big missed opportunity on Mattel for not including a human figure in this set. So in closing, I think the set is an absolute steal for just under $20. It's always nice to add more dinosaurs to your Jurassic World collection. And like I said at the beginning of the review, link is in the description to Walmart's site if you want to order this set for yourself. So that will pretty much do it for the review. I have a lot of dinosaur figures coming in over the next few weeks from other companies. So reviews are going to definitely start picking up on this channel. Got slow for a little bit for me over the last month. But in the next week or so, I'll be reviewing a lot of stuff. So be on the lookout for those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.